I went to get some water, and all of a sudden I felt this sharp, deep pain in my chest right here. And it was awful. It was like, bam, it was not going away. And somebody alerted Diane. She came running over. She was sitting across from me. And I looked right in the eyes, and I said, honey, I'm dying. I just knew it. I could feel it. And she looked right back at me, just glared back at me and said, oh no, you don't. I think I kind of blanked out. And then I came back, and I felt you holding my hand and my arm. And I felt a lot of energy going through me. And it was very soothing, very calming. And I don't remember feeling any pain in that moment. Maybe I still had it, but in my mind and something in me felt very calm. And the energy from you was just, I don't think there's any way to describe it. It was very calming, very life force kind of thing. But you've always had that. And just the gift that you had. And the paramedics finally arrived. And they took it from there, and they rushed me to the hospital. And they started drawing on the whiteboard for me the heart. And here's the aorta going there. It has burst. And I asked him, can this be fatal? He looked right at me and goes, yes. And I'm in a room full of people like that. And I went, I really did this. I said, somebody tell a joke, right? You know, I don't even remember going through the doorway of the operating room. I was already out. I mean, they went to, they were on it now. And to be honest with you, I was surprised when I woke up in ICU. It was at night. They worked on me for over 6 hours, I guess. And that's when later on my daughter working in a hospital said, Dad, the statistics show that people that go through what you went through, only 1% survive. 1%. So I guess I'm a 1%, or I don't know. Mm-hmm. There's no medical reason why I should even be here. But I feel very lucky to be here at all. And I really want to thank you. I think you were instrumental in my not leaving. Really helped me out. I think the body probably followed some of the things, the directions you were given it. Because we've done stuff before that it's really been amazing to me. Like with my knees and things like that. So you're a real miracle worker. For the work that this one does, the miracle worker, nice job.
I have had several experiences talking with different doctors about my scoliosis. I was diagnosed when I was 16 years old, and at that time I had a 19-degree curvature in my lower spine. I had an S curve, so I had 2 curves. And as I got older, the curve got worse. In the last year, I was looking to explore what are my options for helping improve my back, or at least stabilizing it. And a certain doctor was recommended to me, and I called and talked with him for an hour about the condition, and basically I understood that my options were do nothing and watch it get worse, wait until you need surgery and then have surgery, or try this method of a combination of a brace and certain exercises where you spend hours breathing into your curve and stretching in a certain way. The brace was going to cost over $4,000, close to $5,000 when you included getting measured and having it adjusted for your body. And then of course the exercises, there was a weekend workshop that was hundreds of dollars as well. And I was looking at that thinking that was my only option until I went to Julie. And all of a sudden in Julie's office I could stand and my spine was more aligned and my hips were more aligned and my vertebrae were not sticking out as much as they were before. And all of a sudden, I had better motion, and I didn't have to spend all that money. It was amazing. So Julie helped me to get back into alignment with who I am and what I'm about. Talking through that with me and just sharing her beautiful warm energy and the divine spirit straightened my back. When I arrived, my hips were an inch off. And when I got off the table after 15 minutes of energy work, my hips were even. I could not believe it. And from when Julie took the pain away from my neck to healing my back, she taught me not to have hesitation and doubt in life.
I was diagnosed with arthritis. My right foot did have it x-rayed, and the orthopedic doctor said he had never seen so much arthritis in that area of the foot. The pain was horrible to put any pressure down on my foot. I did have a knee replacement, which did not turn out too well, as my femur was broken during the surgery. One knee hurt because I had surgery, and the other knee hurt because it needed surgery. I was having a lot of pain in my back, my knees, my right foot, and my neck. I had been having a lot of pain for many years. I was taking medications, and it never, got any better. It got really bad where I was barely able to walk on my right foot. I was very unhappy. I was gaining weight because I wasn't able to move around very much, and I had to find a solution. And I went to see Julie. I was a little hesitant at first. I thought, well, it's not going to work on me. But it did. And I was able to get up out of my chair without any pain and stand straight up and stand on my foot. I'm still excited about it, and I'm still so happy that my life is turning around. I'm getting more active. I'm doing things I haven't done in years and enjoying it. I felt that a lot of the things that were holding me back were gone, and I had a new freedom, a new power within me that I can do these things now. All I can say, it was astonishing, and it still is. I get up and I walk tall and strong, and I have wonderful days.
I'm not used to running without shoes. But I couldn't do this. I couldn't do that. Run. I could only walk this way and not even straight. And now I could run.
I never thought that my life would be any different than it was before, and that's how my life went. But I found out it can be different. She helped me see, she helped me grow, she helped me let go, and here I am, and I am feeling good.
I went to Julie because I was diagnosed with skin cancer. So I was living in fear mode, and I thought, okay, I need to have surgery, but I didn't really want to have surgery. The healing that occurred in the session with Julie have just completely changed my attitude and cleared up my skin, and also on my nose where, this doctor diagnosed me with the skin cancer. It looks different than it ever looked before. Before it would never heal, and it was like a constant little dark spot. And now it's like pretty much not there anymore. People are like, wow, if I didn't know, I would think there was never anything there. I got more than I asked for out of this session. I feel that I've taken my power back, and I have the power to change how people see me. And I can interact with them on a different level and put them at ease. Towards the end, when she asked anything else that you want to work on, and I just felt like, yeah, I want to have fun. And I'm having fun. It's amazing. That's the biggest part. Ever since then, I feel this joyfulness inside and a lightness. I have a peace that I didn't have before.
condition I came to Julie for was a lung problem. I've had a lung problem for many, many years, and I've tried every possible healing modality. I've done pranic healing, I've had other energy work done, I have done acupuncture, you name it. And I continually have had this condition. It's been going on for 7 years at least. I'm tired quite frequently. I have a productive cough, and I just generally don't feel well. It's not like I'm really, really sick, but I just haven't been feeling well. I had 2 sessions with Julie, and the first session when I came in fact, any time I would go in and lie back, if I need to lie back for a massage or if I had any kind of treatment going on, I generally would have a wheeze going on, and sometimes I would cough. I couldn't think of a time that I would not lie back. Even at the dentist office, I'd have to put my chair up a little bit. And after my first session with Julie, it was the most incredibly empowering feeling, because in pranic healing, they said to me, and the Chinese medicine said that any kind of lung problem is unexpressed grief or sadness. And I kept thinking, what is that? What is it? I could never get in touch with it. And my first session with Julie, it's like kapow! I was just an outpouring of sadness and crying and release from my lungs. While undergoing the session with Julie, I had an incredible awareness. And it was like something was physically lifted off of my body, off of my lungs. And my lungs were cleared up instantly. I just had a full feeling in my lungs. So it was absolutely amazing. I'd not ever felt that before in all the 7 years of treatment that I had. As the weeks went on, my condition was better at a higher level, but I noticed occasionally I'd have just a little bit of that residual feeling in the lungs. Didn't have the amount of tiredness, didn't have as much the productive cough. So I definitely had moved up a level and was in this healing process, because Julie will tell you that this is a cumulative process. This thing happens gradually over time, and your healing will continue to expand. I came in for a tune-up, and as soon as I got on the table and she laid her hand on my chest, I just burst into tears again. Was she saying, is there something else in there? And I go, yeah. Well, all she has to do is touch me, and boom, up came something else. Now, mind you, I'm a controller, and I've always been in control of my emotions. So I have to say, from my perspective, Julie's presence, her intuitiveness, her touch, her energy, I don't have the words for it, are such a healing presence that you feel immediately. For me, I felt immediate trust, and I allowed myself to experience those emotions to come up and to heal them. I here am now, just almost through with the session, and deep breathing, no constrictions in my lungs whatsoever right now, feeling light and appreciative, and I'm so appreciative.
Hi, I'm Dan Safko, and I sought out Julie for chronic insomnia, probably about 35 or 40 years worth. I tried over-the-counter remedies, I tried herbal remedies, I tried meditation, and nothing seemed to stick. But after one session with Julie, I've been sleeping a lot better now, going on 3 or 4 months. I feel well rested every day. I feel less agitated. I'm just in a better mood. And not only do I receive all of those health and feeling benefits, but I also was able to give up my antidepressant, anti-anxiety meds. So thank you, Julie. Appreciate your work.
So when I first came to see Julie, I was suffering from shoulder pain and popping and experiencing congestion in my left inner ear. It was affecting my life in terms of prohibiting certain activities during my yoga practice, pain during the day occasionally, and just a low-level ongoing discomfort. Occasionally I have flare-ups from shingles in my left glute, which is a very uncomfortable place to have pain and discomfort. I'm happy to say that those are not that frequent, but there is, again, a low level of constant irritation in that area. It did feel like nerve damage in the one specific area about the size of a $50. And, when I'm sitting, that's when it would be aggravated the most. So, sitting at my desk, sitting on the sofa, watching a movie, driving in the car, flying in a plane, all those things that I do frequently would cause a lot of discomfort and pain. So as a result of my session with Julie, which was just a little over an hour long, I have no pain or popping in my shoulder. I went from maybe a 7 on a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of pain to 0. And my ear has been opened up. There's little, if any, congestion left. And my glute has no pain. I'm sitting here right now on this sofa, wiggling around, and there's no pain. Additionally, the balancing that Julie did between, the meridians of my body, working on my scalp and my feet, it was amazing. There aren't enough words to describe how I feel right now. Much lighter, much more joyous, and just content with my healthy, pain-free body.
To give a bit of background, I was having a really uncomfortable bodily experience. So without getting into too many gory details, it was uncomfortable and it was embarrassing. And I tried everything from kind of my own home remedies around nutrition. I went to the doctors and tried kind of a topical antibiotic approach, and that didn't seem to be working either. And so kind of the main issue I was having started to affect my just overall feeling of health, and it was also inhibiting me from pursuing a part of my life that was really important to me. And then we had our healing experience. And so I was curious to see how this particular experience was going to work, because I had tried so many different things and really hadn't felt like I had made much progress. And mind you, this was also remotely, so this was all over the phone. So I wasn't quite sure how this was going to work. When we started, Julie's approach is really, it's refreshing because it feels very non-judgmental. It feels exciting because she explores the different layers with you through kind of questions and answers. And so she really is able to be comprehensive with her assessment. And just her tone and her language, she's very conscious about the way she engages in conversation and communication, which left me feeling really settled and open. So when we navigated this healing experience, I felt so just incredibly held. I felt understood. I felt seen. And that really allowed for me to kind of crack myself open, mind, body, and soul. I literally went into a different plane of consciousness. I was not sleeping, but I wasn't awake. And that, I believe, allowed for the healing to really saturate my systems. And so we had a beautiful experience. The next day, there was just an ease. There was an ease in my engagement in the world, in interpersonal relationships, and I started to naturally feel this ailment starting to heal. And the beautiful thing is that the ailment just went away. Gradually over the course of the next 5 days, it was just gone. And the most amazing thing happened after that. I was able to pursue this part of my life that I was too embarrassed to pursue, and it is going so amazing. Talk about miracles, literally.
One of the things that was most frustrating for me is I seemed to retain water and inflammation, and it felt like everything I ate just made me inflame and swell and just get boggy, and I always felt thicker. And it was extremely frustrating because it made me afraid to eat. But I knew I needed to eat, and not eating, I still was retaining water. Me thinking it's more of a endocrine or medical issue. And we went there, and what I discovered is that I'm holding the intense emotional pain of a very traumatic marriage in my fat cells because there was nowhere else for me to put it. It's been fascinating to watch my body as I experiment afterwards, and even little bouts of eating something I shouldn't eat, or I just feel leaner and lighter. And normally I would, like, if I ate chips and salsa, my fingers would swell, and I don't have that issue at all anymore. And to think that that was something emotional, I had no idea, but she tapped right into that immediately, and we addressed it, and it's been wonderful. I came in this most recent visit because some things had happened just a couple days ago that I did not realize I still was holding pain from that. An issue with my mom in my childhood and her leaving, and it showed and manifested itself in a romantic relationship. It was incredible in the fact that I also discovered things that I hadn't thought about that even helped me release more of this former relationship, romantic relationship. And to see the parallels and the roles that both my mother, this man came into my world to help me address the pain of my mother. So he gave me that gift, and I can bless him for that instead of hurt. And see that they both serve their purpose. My mom has passed, and it's time to let this one pass too. He served his purpose. I feel released of any residual holdover of pain from either one of those relationships. The thing that I find that's so fascinating is as she asks you the questions, your body immediately tells you. And not necessarily in words, but in lightness. You feel a lightness or the flower opening, or darkness or heaviness. And you can tell what is true inside your body. And she being the facilitator of that is, I think, what expedites everything. Yeah, there's a lightness to it. You feel unencumbered, like weights are lifted. And you feel like life is full of options and possibilities instead of heaviness of something you're dragging behind you that is a carcass that doesn't even need to be there anymore. You can let it go. So that gives that sense of lightness and freedom and liberation and possibility. It feels amazing. I'm smiling. I feel very wonderful.
So my hematoma was rather large. It was protruding about an inch above the skin, and it was swollen, and it was painful to the touch, and it felt like every time my leg was on the ground, there was like a golf ball on it. So in having Julie work on it, the swelling was immediately reduced, the pain was immediately diminished, and I was able to walk freely and do all the activities that I normally do as a result. It got me back to the quality of life that I'm accustomed to, which is being very active, being pain-free with a lot of mobility. So I'm very thankful.
Scott told me he was going to seek out Julie's help, And he did, and to my amazement, the very next day after he saw Julie and she helped him, the knot was gone. And this was a knot that I was saying, you really need to see a doctor because maybe that needs to be cut out. And it was gone, completely gone. He was free of pain, and that was that. Julie's work.